So I'm Brandon Merson. I'm a portfolio manager for Cornerstone Apartment Services in Denver. We have a large company throughout Denver. I personally manage 5 different properties. They're all mid to high rises, 500 units total, 501. So I see a lot of different call boxes throughout Cornerstone. Swiftlane is my favorite by far. We've had Butterfly. We've had like DGX. It's an older one, and Swiftlane seems to be the most user-friendly and with the most features and at the best price point. So some of the things that I really like about it is the integration with Yardi, with our resident management software. It allows us to automatically onboard and offboard residents as they come in, which takes a whole lot of work off of my plate. Their contact info is already in the system. It gets deleted when they move out, so I don't have to worry about trespassing or coming back after the fact of them moving out. So that in itself is huge for me. My time is, I don't have enough time in the day to do the things I need to do, and that definitely takes a big load off my plate. The other thing is the facial recognition software and the ability for residents to create temporary pins or permanent pins. I think those are really cool features. One of my buildings, the Hooper, we have it so that the facial recognition is always on. So you step up to the call box. If it recognizes your face, it's going to grant you access. Makes it really easy. I chose not to enable it automatically at my other building to my tower, just because of the high traffic. So it's cool that you can kind of choose which features you want to be enabled at the same time. And then also which features you don't want to be always on. And I would say that those are my 2 favorite things about it. It's very easy to add pins and remove pins for vendors. I have different employees and vendors coming through all buildings at all times of the day. So I can monitor it. It'll send me an email if I choose, so I can kind of see who's using that pin, what time they're using it, keep track of it. If someone's not supposed to have that pin, can easily delete it, reissue a new one. So yeah, those are my favorite features about it. You know, we had a couple issues to my tower during the installation, just due to the door not being the newest and the maglock system kind of interfering with it. But we worked through that, and it's working great now. We've had no issues. So that was really the only issue that we faced, and it was a little complicated. Took a little bit of time, but we were able to figure it out. And you know, I'm sure you can use that in the future if this problem comes up again. Yeah, and the only pushback or negative feedback I've gotten has been around people who are anti-app, that don't want more apps for their phone, that don't want, you know, their facial recognition. And so I tell them, like, hey, you don't need to do that. Like, you know, your number's in the call box. You can do it that way. Here's a pin. Don't need to enable the facial recognition if you're not comfortable with it. So it's great that there are options for that. But that's the only pushbacks I've had. The system we had before was very old, outdated, failed constantly. I had to be on site to change the call box and change the fobs, and nothing was automatic. So, you know, it was very time consuming, and that's when I came to you and said, hey, I'm interested in getting a Swiftlane instead. And it's been a great upgrade. Yeah, so really Butterfly and Swiftlane are 2 go-tos. That's all Cornerstone uses, is either Butterfly or Swiftlane. And I know a lot of property managers are switching over to Swiftlane instead of Butterfly. You know, Butterfly has a lot of similar features. My issue that got me introduced to Swiftlane was that some of my buildings aren't in the best areas. You know, there's crime, there's homeless people, there's lots of vandalism. And we had our Butterfly system destroyed twice within 6 months or something like that. And each time we had to fully replace the whole system. And they are more fragile than Swiftlane are. So we decided, hey, we heard that Swiftlane's, you know, stronger, better built. The warranty is a little more encompassing than Butterfly. And then we tried Swiftlane after Butterfly was destroyed twice. And since we've installed Swiftlane, we've had 0 issues over there. So we haven't had any vandalism. I mean, I got to tap on wood here, but since then I haven't looked back. when I was looking at pricing for Tamai versus, or at Tamai for Swiftlane versus Butterfly, you guys came in way more affordable than Butterfly was. And because I had a good service over at the Hooper, I wanted to use you guys. So I've been working with Swiftlane for about 2 years now. And overall, it's been a great experience. It's why I just instinctively put it in my new building. I didn't even get a quote from Butterfly, just came to you guys for it. I love the aesthetics of the Swiftlane. I love the features. It's very easy for residents to use, and it makes my life a whole lot easier by not having to manage the individual adding and deleting of residents when they come in. Code management for vendors, very simple. I get to see when vendors email me. So all in all, it's a great addition to a building that has an outdated call box. I think that many people would be happy with upgrading to a Swiftlane. The durability, we haven't had any products really fail since they've been installed as far as, weather or any damages. Denver here gets pretty cold. We're in the negative teens this year, and then it gets up to 100, and we haven't had our system fail due to those temperature changes. So it slowed down a little bit when it was negative 10, but that's understandable. It was still functioning perfectly well. Very happy.